Imagine holding a single piece of paper that crossed borders in 1891, before airplanes, before world wars, before the European Union was even a dream. This is that paper, a humble Italian postal card, postmarked in Milan and addressed to a German firm in Görlitz. It traveled the rails and postal routes of two young nations still finding their feet after unification. Today, we're going to read it, translate it, and step back into the world it knew. Welcome to a story hidden in plain sight, the story of one ordinary business postcard that carries an entire era. Let's begin with the front. It's an official Cartolina Italiana per l'Estero, a 10-centesimi international postcard issued by the Kingdom of Italy under the Universal Postal Union. The stamp shows King Umberto profile, the monarch who ruled a newly unified Italy. You can see the clear Milano postmark and the bold blue company cachet of Alberto Hoffmann Milano. The address is neatly written to Herren Albert Hoffmann & Co., Görlitz, Germania. Same company, two cities, one German head office, one Italian branch. Now, flip it over. The handwritten date is unmistakable. Milan, 11 Settembre, 1891. September 11th, 1891. The sender is writing from the Milan office back to the main office in Görlitz. This isn't a love letter or tourist note. It's pure business, the kind of quiet correspondence that kept 19th century commerce turning. Here is the full translation of the German text, as best as the elegant but faded current script allows. Milan, 11 Settembre, 1891. To Görlitz. Gentleman Albert Hoffmann & Co., your order of 1 July for Manfred was guaranteed for delivery by 15 October. For the railway order, confirmation was given for under 70 in the autumn consignment. You will receive further details on the 12th. Nothing has gone missing. Perhaps the rooms or the cyan gypsum stocks are only slightly reduced. In principle, please refer to the ECDC contract for the year. You must also cover the postage of M1440. Manufacture one of these must for your long-term arrangement for the research vessel or project. O14, 1895. It's dry, efficient, and utterly ordinary. Exactly what makes it extraordinary. We're eavesdropping on a transnational company coordinating orders, shipments, and payments between northern Italy and eastern Germany. Manfred was likely a client or product code. The railway reference points to the booming rail infrastructure of the 1890s. The mention of cyan hints at early chemical or dye manufacturing. This single card did the work that emails do today. Only it took days instead of seconds, and it crossed real borders with real stamps. Now let's pause on that date, September 11th, 1891. In Milan, the city was electric with labor tension. Just days earlier, mechanical workers had held major rallies amid citywide strikes. Milan was the industrial heart of the new Kingdom of Italy, factories humming, socialists organizing, and the Camera del Lavoro, labor center founded that very year. The North was modernizing fast, but workers were pushing back against long hours and low pay. Across the Alps in Görlitz, life moved at a different rhythm. The city on the Neisse River was a prosperous trading hub inside the German Empire. Kaiser Wilhelm II had been on the throne for 3 years, and Otto von Bismarck had been forced out just the year before. Germany was flexing its new industrial muscles, building railways, expanding trade, and watching the Social Democrats gain ground. The Erfurt Program of 1891 had just laid out a Marxist vision for the future. Change was in the air on both sides of the border. Globally, Europe in September 1891 was a continent of fresh alliances and old rivalries. Italy and Germany were bound together in the Triple Alliance with Austria-Hungary. The postal system that carried this card was a marvel of international cooperation. The Universal Postal Union had made cross-border mail cheap and reliable for the first time. And on this exact day, far away in London, Baron Maurice de Hirsch founded the Jewish Colonization Association, another sign of the era's restless movement of people, money, and ideas. This little postcard was literally moving through that system. Dropped in a Milan postbox, cancelled at the central office, carried by train across the Brenner Pass or through Austria, sorted in German postal halls, and finally delivered to the Hoffmann offices in Görlitz. It rode the same rails the company may have been supplying materials for. It passed through two kingdoms that had only existed as unified nations for a generation. It carried news of orders and invoices while the world around it argued about labor rights, empire, and the future of industry. Think about what this object represents. In 1891, the map of Europe was still being drawn. Italy had unified in 1861, Germany in 1871. Both were young, ambitious, and industrially hungry. Companies like Hoffmann and Co. were the quiet architects of that new Europe, not kings or generals, but merchants and manufacturers stitching the continent together with orders, shipments, and postcards. The card survived more than 130 years. It outlived 2 world wars that would tear these same borders apart. It outlived kings, empires, and the very company that sent it. And yet, here it is, a fragile paper bridge between Milan and Görlitz, between 1891 and today. So the next time you dash off an email or fire up a video call, remember this postcard. It did the same job with nothing but ink, a 10-cent stamp, and trust in the postal system. It reminds us that history isn't only written in treaties and battles. Sometimes it's written in the margins of a routine business note, on a single card that simply says, "Your order will arrive by October 15th. Thanks for traveling back with me. If you love these deep dives into forgotten artifacts, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. What everyday object from the past would you like to see brought to life next? Until then, keep looking closely. History is hiding in the mail you never expected.